Older women are absolutely losing their freaking minds because as men get older, they want younger women. Ladies, you've aged out. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I got a banger from Alpha Central. Let's get straight into it.
Isn't it ironic that men will go after young girls, take their money, make them mothers, make them wives, make them...
I'm sorry, but ain't nobody making you a mom. Like, hey, be a mother. Ooh, do some voodoo. Ladies, you got to lay down with a man to be a mom. You know how biology works. Come on now.
ex-wives, make them single mothers.
You're a victim.
And then label them ran through, problematic, old, over the hill, whatever.
Wait. Somebody hurt you? Seems like she's been through it. Speaking from experience.
Right? But that's the game. That's why they don't like TikTok. That's why a lot of men are behind getting rid of TikTok. Because they're losing the game. We've all come together, women of all ages, races, creeds, backgrounds, and we've decided to share our stories, our experiences, and realize that in order for this to stop, we have to stop validating them. You are not used up. You are educated.
Stop the cap.
And you will.
You got 2 kids by 2 baby daddies. You ain't educated. You dumb.
Stupid.
Never let them do it to you again.
Stop the
And
cap.
neither will I.
I'm serious.
I was about to say, honey, we knew. I could kind of smell it in the water that you'd been straight done diabolically dirty. I kind of got that. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. We know. We know. We can tell. We can tell. Trust me. When I say we can tell, we can tell.
I'm more mad at myself. I'm more mad at myself that I allowed this to happen because it's affecting my daughter. And it's not something I can take back. It's not something that I can just, like, go back in time and change it up. It's like the
Yeah, your past matters, dude.
consequences of my actions. It's me ignoring everything that God was trying to show me day in and day out because I knew the type of person he already was. I knew that he didn't have it in him. I knew that his core value is trash. Like, I hate.
But you still gave him the highest honor on this planet. You gave him your womb, your youth, and your fertility. Are we supposed to feel bad for you? I mean, good for her at least taking some accountability, but ladies, you got to start realizing that there's no sympathy left. When you let a man blow his cheese in you and then you had his kid when you knew he wasn't worth nothing, he wasn't worth an absolute... Why would I feel bad for you?
That I allowed this to get to this point and there's no takebacks.
You know, there was a time.
There is no takebacks, honey. You got to raise your kid, be a single mom. That's why I say a lot of the times when you are a single mom, you're looking for a stepdad. If you really want to go out there and find another man of value, you need to wait till your kid's old enough to get out the house and then go date like you're an actual single woman.
You don't want to take care of your kids.
Because
You got 3 kids, bro.
I'm tired.
Ain't none of your kids living with you. They ain't never been living with you.
Don't
So what
matter.
you had kids for?
Because it's his turn to take care of them. It's not. I'm done. I don't want to have no person, no more kids. Like,
You know what that do to kids though? Like, you really traumatizing these kids because you don't want to step up and be the mama.
what about me and what it did to me?
They ain't do nothing.
I
to you.
love it, this selfishness. What about me? What about what it did to me? Got her whole belly hanging out right there. That's why I say these women would rather marry the government. We've subsidized single motherhood. Women would rather marry the government and submit to the government than submit to a man.
What about my mental?
It stopped
Being
your
a
life?
single mom.
It stopped your life? What
Being
you-
a single mom for 7 years to 3 kids. What do you think that did to me?
Oh my God. That don't
Gave you exactly what you wanted.
Stupid.
Nobody made you be a single mom to 3 kids.
have nothing to do with nothing. I'm talking about right now. Like, you don't never call
That's
your
what I'm
kids.
talking about. Because
Do you
I'm
even
done.
know if your kid's still alive?
I'm sure they're fine.
Imagine seeing your mom get on social media and say, I'm done being your mom.
How do you know?
I'm sure they fine.
How do
Their
you
daddy
know?
ain't gonna do nothing
How
to
do you
them.
know? How you know
mad
you
because
still living with their
you
dad?
mad because I gave them up to their dad after 7 years of doing everything by myself. How are you mad because I gave them to their dad?
Why you being a deadbeat mama?
So I'm a deadbeat because they have, because his
Yes, you are a deadbeat. Let's normalize, you call us deadbeat dads, let's normalize calling you a deadbeat mom. You gave up your kids. Those are your words. You gave your kids up.
the dad has custody.
That's
He
not
didn't
right.
talk
Go
to
get
them.
your kids.
With
What
the
the fuck
whole
wrong with
7
you?
years of me having them kids, he ain't called them
get your
kids.
kids.
He ain't do nothing for them kids.
Go get your kids. You see
I'm a
right here
deadbeat
eating.
though.
Armless. Go get your kids.
Nah, I'm a deadbeat.
Go get your kids.
So the argument is,
Lord have mercy. Normalize calling women deadbeats. Normalize calling them all the things they call us. Broke, deadbeats, bums. Let's normalize all this behavior.
I can't tell you how many times I was tagged in this video. You're so funny. Thanks. I left the love of my life for a guy who ended up being a addict. Stupid. And now I get to watch the love of my life raise babies with his beautiful wife on socials while I raise a baby alone.
Ma'am, if he really was...
Stupid. That's Brandon Jamal. He's the guy that does the single mom song. Very talented young man. Very talented.
Listen, a girl's having a baby, right?
Yep.
If she lies about who the baby father is, should she go to jail?
Facts. Yes.
No.
One's in the chat. Well,
No, I'm a simp, dude. No, dude, it's all good, bro. Nah, yeah, dude, whatever. But
no, if she lies about who the baby daddy is, you should go to jail. And also, I believe that if you accuse someone of doing something heinous when it comes to SA, assault like that, you should go to jail. Too many women do this and ruin men's lives, but they get no repercussions. It's truly sad.
Not at all. Yeah, super up. If that was the case, unfortunately, a lot of people being jail.
Okay, so what
Yeah, maybe they would stop doing it.
do you think should happen? If like a guy paid like 5 years worth of child support.
I think. Yeah, I was.
There you go, that's based.
You think the girl should have to pay her back?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
she
she needs to pay him back.
You don't think that that's like scam or fraud?
Yeah, 100%.
You know how many people scam the government, taxes? Like, they don't go to jail.
Yeah, the hell they do.
Not all.
Yeah, they do. You're
This dude needs to spend more time reading a book than in the gym.
tripping out.
No,
You're tripping. They go to jail.
She lied. She needs to pay him back.
A girl's having a baby, right?
Uh-huh.
If she lies about who the baby father is, should she go to jail?
His dog is locked in. I love this dude's dog.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I guess, yeah. I have no kids, so I don't know. Hell. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Because her.
It should count as fraud.
Yeah, no, it should be fraud. You should have to pay restitution. You have to pay it back. And then you should get some kind of jail sentence, bro. 6 months to a year or something like that. Or however long you defrauded this man, you should get a sentence, bro.
For girls at the club, would you say have a kid?
Majority. I don't think I've met one girl in the club that don't have a kid.
Have you noticed a difference in mentality from the women that have kids versus the ones that don't?
No, and that's a shame. No, absolutely not. Some of them girls in the club with kids be acting a damn fool. I would have thought they never had kids. The only time I'd be knowing that they had kids, they'd be like, oh, I gotta get home to my kid. I gotta go to your kid, girl. I didn't even know you had a kid the way you was out here acting. Like, no, absolutely not.
When a mother's talking...
That's truly sad. But I'm telling you, man, these single mothers, it's a plague right now. They're everywhere, brother, man. And you know why? I think it's mainly because navigating the dating scene can be absolutely brutal, but so can dealing with the aftermath of an accident. Have you ever been involved in a personal injury case? Over the years as an image consultant, I've worked with many clients recovering from workplace accidents, car accidents, and more. And I was actually shocked to learn how often people lose their personal injury cases. That's why I want to talk about Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They specialize in a wide variety of personal injury cases, and they've won thousands of big cases. And if you end up working with them, they're going to fight for the money that you deserve. Just recently, Morgan & Morgan solidified verdicts in Florida of $12 million and $26 million in Philly. That's up to 40 times the highest insurance offer. And I'm telling you, your case could be worth millions. If you've been injured in an accident, don't wait. You can go visit www.forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below, to start your free claim today. Y'all know what time it is. Can we get some freeze in the chat, poor flavor? Loki, free. That's a good boy right there. Loves his chicken jerk. But yeah, dude. Very blessed for the life that I'm living right now, man. Want you guys to know that I appreciate all of you. Not to get too sappy or anything, but I really just love you guys, man. For real though, my dildo, you guys are great. You guys are great. Let's get back into this.
Stand up young men right now, and they only 12 and 11 right now.
Boys,
but they stand up right now.
Boys,
I
not
got young
men.
niggas that
No
will.
woman can raise
But
a
they
son
will.
into a man. The only
Facts. Chat, put on one in the chat if you agree. A woman can't raise a boy to be a man. A woman can really only raise a woman or a girl to be two things: a single mom or a married woman. A wife or a lady of the night.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
But I think it takes a man to raise a boy to be a man. Chat, put one in the chat if you agree.
The only way a son can become a man is through a father. The other way is discovering it on his own. You haven't lived the male experience. You lived a female experience. The female experience is more privileged than the man's position. This chick is on a stripper pole. Can a get on a stripper pole and make bread like that?
Yes,
no,
yes,
no,
you
you're
can.
speaking about the exception. I knew y'all was gonna
No,
say
okay.
that. That exception of men that actually go on a stripper pole and dance.
Bro, the exception never makes the rule. Anytime somebody tries to bring that up, I always say the exception doesn't make the rule.
They don't even make a fraction of the money that strippers make. So what I'm saying is facts. You don't have to work. You can sell, still make it. You live life on freaking easy mode. You don't get it. You can't raise no son. It ain't happening. You don't understand
Facts.
the male experience. So the only thing you can hope for is maybe some you can bag as a stepfather to raise that for you. And if not, you better hope that God is with your son to raise that to a man. If not, he ain't being no man. He gonna be like all of these other whips that y'all chicks complain about. Sassy boys. Oh, these feminine. Oh, they're leading me on. They're selling me a dream. They're not being masculine and telling me the truth. He's gonna be like one of those that y'all chicks complain about. What are you talking about? You raising a boy into a boy. He will never be a man.
It takes a man.
Facts. Well, these women end up turning their sons into the men that they hate. Notice that.
Property. Hello. Have you got money coming in each month? If you're
Have you got money coming in, yeah? You got money coming in, yeah? Oh, do you? Good Lord, some of these women sound so masculine.
asleep, because I do. If I'm asleep tonight, I get paid, bro. I get paid, dog. Do you? Tell me, Mr. Entrepreneur, do you get paid for sleeping? Because I do.
Blue. The reason I'm not getting triggered, because none of the things that you say, I actually do all of the things, so that's why I'm not getting triggered. When she's trying to do these things, someone would get triggered if they've never had stuff going on, but I do. All you're telling me is that everything that I'm saying, you're feeling deep in your heart. You just said to me a second, your mum was a slag or whatever she was, and now look what you've gone to go and do. Your children came to you and said, mother, it's creating me problems in school. You didn't listen to them. You said to me about your upbringing, yeah? Now it's happened to the point where you're doing worse or similar. What I'm trying to speak about is the lack of father figures, broken homes. It produces these things that continue. I've heard both women say they've broken. That hurts me. Would you have liked to know that your mum did?
No, you don't like to know it.
No,
My sister probably doesn't like to know what you mind your own business. If it's bringing the money, if you've got a good life.
See how Jess is gonna
I love when women that do Lonely Fans say I'm an entrepreneur. You're not an entrepreneur. You sell your butthole online for $4.99, bro. You sell your turd cutter for less than a 4 for $4 at Wendy's, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Selling straight pictures of your balloon knot? Come on, bro. Your chili ring? Your turd cutter? Stop it.
Money's not everything.
What else do I want a man to come in?
What else do I want? Her voice is killing me, bro. What in the actual are you talking about? There's no stability. If you do not have a man, there's no stability.
That's 9 to 5 minimum wage in my own estate agent, so I couldn't give my son. I couldn't afford a car, couldn't afford rent. You want me to pay? I had £1,600 wage. My rent was $725. What life is that? So what fucking kid?
Oh, so you sold your morality for a check? Shots fired. How admirable.
So what now? So what now? You bust it open for $9.99.
$9.99? I just looked her up. Try $5 instead.
Looked her up, bro. Oh, that's nasty work. That is nasty work.
Reminds me of a meme. It was a meme of a girl in high school, a girl and a guy in high school.
How you gonna shame me?
Hold on, I'm not shaming you. I'm about to bring you full circle. I got your back. Watch this. In the meme, they were in high school. When the nerd came up to the girl in high school, she was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the that hurt in high school while we was out the killers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible decisions with grown preying on us. Y'all gotta let that go. You didn't get no in high school. You get out. Get over it.
Because how many times do you hear me and bring up, but what about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school? It was right. It wasn't right then. It is not right now. And she wasn't the one who was responsible for making it right. He was the older guy.
They can make more
Take some accountability.
Have as many excuses as they want. I'll say, God save me from y'all.
Ma'am, every bad...
Are you kidding me? Well, these women have just ended up living the same reality that a lot of us men have had to live. That's why we don't feel bad for them, chat. You ladies have every advantage from about the ages of 18 to 24. Then after that, the walls start creeping around, you know what I mean? And we don't feel bad for you because us as men, we've been invisible since the ages of, 15 to 25. We were invisible. Women aren't paying attention to us. Now that you're older, you're hitting the wall, you're invisible. Men aren't seeing you anymore. You're living the same experience that us as men lived when we were younger. So we don't feel bad for you at all.
Todo yo voy a empezar a grabar también. Bajo a mi hija mayor.
Lo que quieras.
Bajo a mi hija.
En tu cabeza que tú ya no somos nada. Mi hija es ella es de otro papá.
Pero le estás haciendo una humillación, o sea,
no la estoy humillando, simplemente que cada quien por su lado. Yo vengo a traer a mi hija y tú te quedas con tu hija.
O sea, ¿no te da pena que tú estés grabando?
No, porque pena, ¿por qué? No me la estoy robando ni estoy ofendiendo, simplemente estamos dialogando.
Pero tú la criaste a ella de 8 años, ya te ve como un papá, ¿cómo le vas a hacer eso?
Pero ajá, tú pensaste en eso cuando metiste tu tontería. ¿Pensaste en eso?
Pero una tontería la comete cualquiera.
Cabeza, sí, pero para tu edad y madre de 2 hijas.
You're right. Anybody can make mistakes, and usually when people make mistakes, they have to live with the consequences of their actions. That's something you ladies don't like. Accountability is the plague. It's because they take it so personally. It hits the ego real hard.
I have got to stop putting all the blame on the boy when the girl gets pregnant. I like Hallie, you like Hallie, we all like Hallie. She's very likable, but she's not dumb. We all know where babies come from. And to be at the height of your career, making 2 huge movies back to back, a Disney princess movie like The Color Purple, and to be actively engaging and not be on birth control, that logically means to me that that baby was planned. I see a lot of think pieces and a lot of people saying that he got her intentionally pregnant to hold her down or because he was jealous of her, as if she wasn't willingly participating, as if she wasn't in the room. And
I think you're talking about Halle Bailey, is that her name?
Here's the thing, if you're actively having sex, when you're not planning against the baby, that means you're planning for the baby. There is no in between.
Facts. What you're not changing, you're choosing. I love this girl. She's great.
If she wasn't planning against the pregnancy, then they were planning for the pregnancy. I think the baby was planned because logically that makes sense to me. Now, whether or not you think that he's good enough for her or your opinion on them having a baby before marriage, those are other topics for another day. But all these things talking about he did this to her, y'all acting like she wasn't in the room.
Not using
Facts. I mean, bro, if you're not on birth control and you have a kid, I can't feel bad for you, bro. I really can't feel bad for you. What are you talking about? He took advantage of me. You're a grown woman. Stop lying.
This girl who was trending on social media, Amora Lex, she's 27 years old. She has 5 children. She's a single mom, and she recently made the decision to give all her children up to CPS. Did you see
Oh, that is horrible, bro.
her face in that clip? She looks broken.
Broken, defeated, she has no hope. And I know that many of people will be like, you shouldn't have had them 5 kids. You should have closed your leg. Maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what most people would say. But let's see what the modern woman, what kind of advice you're going to give. I bet it's going to be sound.
But that's not where we are. The kids are here. She tried to be a mom. I tried to call friends. I called family. I called their dads. I told them this is my last resort. Someone help me, and no one showed up. And then when she signed the paperwork, not everybody would help. It's kind of like, after you die, oh my God, such a great person. I should have helped them, blah, blah, blah. But they were crying for help while they were here. And you didn't help. You didn't show up.
So 5 kids from...
I'm sorry, but it's so hard to have sympathy for these women when you chose to lay down with a man not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5, and 5 times, and you had all those kids. I'm sorry, but if you knew you couldn't take care of 1, where did you think you were just going to be able to take care of 5? That just sounds really stupid to me. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. Actions have consequences. Oh, my Lord. Just the lack of accountability, too. It's wild. It's absolutely wild to me. You have 5 children. You wanted help. Why didn't you just stop at 1 and maybe marry the guy that you were with to make the first? Just what? Common sense has left the chat. I knew from a young age that I wasn't going to knock a girl up. So you know what I did? I wore Jimmy hats. I wore rubbers. I pulled out. I did the necessary precautions to make sure I didn't cheese in a girl that I didn't want to have my child. It's pretty simple, really. You know what's crazy? 34, have no children. I made a conscious choice. Cass, 32, no kids. It's crazy, right? Make better choices. Goodness gracious. But Loki, did you have a good time today? He's just ready to go. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Do not forget to go to LeviNichs.com where you can cop the 2 ebooks, The 4 Pillars of Personality and The 4 Steps of Style that make you irresistible to women and respected by men. I will see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.